Well, it's Monday once again, and you know what that means. Another couple of episodes of Star Wars Rebels Season 4 have come to a close. And let me tell you guys, these two episodes, they are great. The title of the episodes is In the Name of the Rebellion, and let me tell you, as someone who is a Star Wars fan, as somebody who enjoys great entertainment, these episodes do their job extremely well. And before we continue, I just want to give a big spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the two episodes of In the Name of the Rebellion, go check them out. They are worth your time. Then come back here, leave a comment, and become part of the conversation. Now, right up front, I gotta say, I have no issues with these episodes whatsoever. I enjoyed episode 2 more than episode 1, but that's because episode 1 was the build-up to episode 2, which was spectacular. Okay, starting out, in the first episode of In the Name of the Rebellion, we get started out and we go straight to Yavin 4. I don't know about you guys, but ever since Star Wars Rebels has started, I have been waiting to see Yavin 4 because it's all a big part of the rebellion. The show is called Rebels anyway, so when were we gonna get to see Yavin 4? Now we have. And when I say this episode is a build up to the second part of In the Name of the Rebellion, it starts right off with leading you back to Saw Gerrera and his ways of doing things when it comes to fighting. Ezra, Hera, Kanaan, they're all back together again as a group, working with Mon Mothma to find the best way to hit their targets, and then a message comes from Saw Gerrera, basically calling Mon Mothma out, calling her a coward, and telling her that she's not getting stuff done that needs to get done to win this war against the Empire. And Saw Gerrera says something really interesting here, because Mon Mothma is really calling him out for his actions, and Saw Gerrera looks at her and he says, the fact is that they're both criminals in the eyes of the Empire. He's just someone acting like it. As the years have gone on, as Saw Gerrera has lost his sister, we have seen his transition from being a mighty warrior to not just being a mighty warrior, but someone that is completely out of his mind. And we definitely get that in these two episodes. But also in episode 1 of In the Name of the Rebellion, we get some really cool aerial combat. There's a scene where the Ghost is going up against these TIE fighters, and Kanaan suggests to get away from the TIE fighters and eventually destroy them, they need to go down into the fog, and we get to see how the Force is put to use once again, because Hera's expert flying combined with Kanaan's knowledge of the Force and guidance and being able to sense stuff allows them to bob in and around all of these canyons that could destroy the Ghost ship and allows them to take out the TIE fighters, and it was dang exciting. But that is ultimately all that episode 1 is, meeting up at Yavin 4 and aerial combat. Now episode 2 of In the Name of the Rebellion, Saw Gerrera grabs Sabine Wren and Ezra Bridger and brings them with him to a mission. And this mission is where a lot of the tie-ins to Rogue One, to the Catalyst novel before Rogue One came out, all come together, because Saw is looking to find this super weapon that we've been hearing about for a long time. He believes that the Empire is building something, and we know it is. We know this is leading up to the construction of the Death Star. There's even mentions of Krennic in this episode. But beyond the references to Krennic and knowing that the Empire is building a super weapon, we get our first giant glimpse of a kyber crystal in action in all of its destructive glory. And we find out that there were these top-level engineers the Empire was not recruiting, but taking prisoner so they could help out with this major project. Guys, we all know the major project is the Death Star. And we really see Saw Gerrera's temper and everything go out, because Sabine Wren and Ezra Bridger, as soon as they find these prisoners, they're coming up with ways, they're coming up with a plan to get the prisoners out of there safely. But Saw's plan, what does he do? Stuns both Sabine and Ezra and takes the kyber crystal, stabs it with the lightsaber, and activates it. And if we've learned anything from Saw Gerrera over the course of the past couple of years, he doesn't care about human life. He doesn't care about anybody else except what's on his plate, except what is on his mind and what what his mission is. Everybody else can die as long as the mission gets completed. And the funny thing is, at the end of this episode, when everything is going down and Ezra, Sabine, and Saw are gonna go part their separate ways, Ezra looks at Saw and he just says, "You fight your war, we'll fight ours." And then Saw has the happiest smile on his face and he's like, "Okay, I hope we meet again in the near future." One of my favorite parts of the combination of these two episodes, though, was at the very end when the engineers are with the crew of the Ghost on their ship, and the lead engineer, he's talking to Hera and he's like, "You know, our skills were gonna be used towards the Empire through forced nature. But considering what you're doing to fight the Empire, we want to put our knowledge and our skills to help out your cause and your rebellion. We are on the fast track to get to the events of what happened in Rogue One and everything between the rebellion, the Empire, Saw Gerrera, and everybody else. Man, it is some exciting." But guys, you know I love these two episodes. I want to hear what you guys are thinking. So have you had a chance to watch these two episodes yet? If you have, what did you think of them? Do you think they're some of the best episodes of Rebels we've gotten so far? Do you think moving towards the original Star Wars trilogy with the show is a good idea? Do you like that they're doing that? Do you not like that they're doing that? What did you think of these two episodes in particular? But whatever may be on your mind, leave a comment down below telling me those thoughts. And as always, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you all next time.